Ah, the airport in the holidays. What a great time to travel. When spending massive amounts of time at an airport or anywhere really, one of the things that I generally like to do is play board games on my iPad. This is really convenient because if it's a good version of a board game, I can usually play it by myself with the AI programmed into the game, or maybe I can coerce some strangers into playing the game with me. One game that I've been playing on the iPad a lot recently, like just way too much of, would be Lords of Waterdeep. It's built by Playdeck, it's designed by the Dungeons & Dragons crew, so it's put out by Wizards of the Coast, and it is fantastic. It's really different. It's a lightweight Euro. If you haven't had a chance to play it, I highly recommend giving it, either in the iPad version or the standalone card print and play version. Not print and play, just in the cardboard version of the game. It's a lightweight Euro, and the thing with this game is when you pick it up, you don't actually think it's going to be a Euro. It's branded to look like a D&D game. It even says Dungeons & Dragons on the front of the cover. But it's not. It's a worker placement game, just that happens to take place in the world of Waterdeep, which is the capital city of the Forbidden Realms in the new D&D 4E edition? Something? I don't know. I haven't played in a while, that's a lie, but I'm trying not to like reveal my nerdness. The plot of Lords of Waterdeep is that you are one of the lords of Waterdeep that help run the very large city, and you are trying to gain somewhat more control than everyone else in the game, and you do that by gaining points, which are denoted by these little pretty cute colorful rubies. You have agents that work for you in the city and do your bidding, and depending on the number of players depends on how many agents you start the game with. You use these agents and apply them to certain areas on the board or in the city to do your bidding and help gain influence for you over all of Waterdeep. Adventurers are denoted by these little cubes that look nothing like adventurers, but actually apparently are. Orange ones are fighters, purple ones are wizards, white ones are clerics, and black ones are supposed to be rogues. But generally I just call them cubes and what color they are. The way to get these cubes is of course to go to, oh good, I moved 3 feet, is to go to the taverns or different locations on the map to get cubes. Certain cubes are more rare than others, and depending on what buildings get built by the other players in the game or by yourself, they can also become even more rare. You use these cubes to help complete your quests, which again, get you points and money and all that fun stuff. This is how you win the game. Also, in addition to just trying to become a lord the other way, everybody has a secret identity that will give them bonus points at the end of the game depending on certain conditions. I like Lords of Waterdeep. Even though it's the same game, there's a lot of things that can change between every game. What quests become available in the market and what quests you get dealt changes. What role that you have and what you're trying to secretly achieve changes. What buildings are made available and purchased changes with every game. There's a lot of variety and a lot of randomness that can make every game of Waterdeep very different. Playdeck's implementation of Lords of Waterdeep is fantastic. I mean, every game that Playdeck has made for the iPad is just fabulous. Agricola and Ascension are already awesome, and Lords of Waterdeep is even better. I mean, it's actually the game that I would probably prefer to play more often on the iPad. Oh, we're moving! Ha ha ha! I mean, it's a pretty involved game, but it's just so simple and elegant, and it's a lot of fun to play in real life, and the iPad version is just as simple, if not more so. You don't have to deal with the fiddly little bits. I mean, they're not that fiddly. But the other great thing about the iPad version is not only can you play it pass and play style, there's also an AI. If you don't want to play with AIs, you can play with people online. Playdeck has their own play servers, so you don't have to depend on Game Center, which is fantastic because Game Center sucks. You have to create a separate account to play with on Playdeck's server, but definitely worth it. The people that play are generally pretty good, and you can set maximum game durations for 45 days. So even if you're playing with somebody that lives on the other side of the world and it takes you 1 day to get a turn in, you can still do this on Playdeck servers, and the connection is pretty solid. Oh look, I get to take off a lot of my clothing really soon in a public space. This will be fun. I would say Lords of Waterdeep is honestly the intro worker placement board game. It's light, it's easy to teach, people get it, it's a concept that applies really well to the theme that's happening. You don't have to worry about feeding your family, you don't have to worry about anything like that at the end of the rounds. All you have to worry about is trying to get the most points, and really, that's all anyone new to worker placement should have to worry about. Now the interesting problem is, how do you get them out?